All praises to the Most High, Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, Ba'ashem, Yeshaya, Wah. For now it is time to glorify the Most High and His Son as the time draws near. Summer is nigh and even at the door. As we are witnessing the transformation of the nation from a physical people to a spiritual kingdom of righteousness. For now it is time that we prepare to glorify Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, Bahashem, Yeshaya, Wah. I am Shabar Israel, and today I would like to speak on the topic of Thy kingdom come, or the transitioning of whose kingdom. About a year ago, the Most High showed me on top of a valley, a hill, that we would be retaught as Hebrew Israelites, even though He has put His Spirit back into us and showed us the ways of old. We would still have to be retaught, as it states in the book of Hebrews. There was an angel there, and he was critiquing or asking us questions about Noah and the flood. We must hold fast to what we know, and the Messiah, the King of Kings, will teach, will counsel. He will teach, He will counsel, He will show us the righteous path. I'm only going to be reading from one chapter. That's the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter. This is a very profound chapter, and I also will be quoting from other scriptures as well, because I know many of you are familiar with certain scriptures and precepts. Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea beyond Jordan in the Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. That dwell in the land of death, upon them hath the light shined. Now, these two verses are referring to the northern kingdom that were taken out of their land in the book of Kings. And we were afflicted beyond the way of the sea. We know that from coming to the new land, according to Ezra, the 13th chapter, that America was called Ozareth. And we were afflicted there as well. Notice that he said the people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. What light is that? The Messiah tells us that He is the way, the truth, and the light. It states that they that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shine. Here the Messiah has shined on the northern tribes. Thou hast multiplied the nation, and not increased the joy. They joy before thee, according to the joy in the harvest, and as men rejoice when they divided the spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. Israel has multiplied the nation and not increased with joy, but men, because they have divided the spoil, or the apple of the Most High, His people. It states that He has broken the yoke of His burden. What burden? The yoke of slavery upon the nation of Israel. Then it states, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this will be burning and fuel of fire. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. But notice it states right after he has broken the yoke of burden or slavery, that there is a battle that's going to happen. And this battle is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Not like the old battles. It's talking about modern day technology. Then it states that for unto us a child is born. Who is that? The Messiah who came through the seed of David. And now he has a government after this war. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor. And it's going to be his government, his kingdom. Of the increase of his government and peace, there should be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent a word into Jacob, and it hath lighted upon Israel. I'm going to end it with verse 8 there. We know that this government is going to be the Messiah, Yeshua, whom we know in the earth as the Anointed One. And upon his kingdom, remember the days of old. Remember that this kingdom was given to Yeshua in the spiritual realm, in what they would call the Old Testament. Because lo, he comes in the volume of the book. It states that he sent a word unto Jacob, and it had lighted upon Israel. What word? What word? We know that in the beginning was the Most High, and the word was the Most High. And we know that word was the Messiah. Not only that, we know that word became flesh and walked upon the face of the earth and ascended back into the right hand of the Father. And this light has now begun to shine upon Israel. That light is Yeshua, his kingdom to come. He's the one that they slew and hung on a tree. It's his kingdom. We know that. Also, I'm quoting from the book of Acts, that it states that the apostles, they asked the Messiah, will thou now restore the kingdom to Israel? We know that there is going to be a people chosen by the Most High and his Son to help Yeshua govern this kingdom. But we must not get overzealous, not to forget that this kingdom belongs to Yeshua. In Matthew the 6th chapter, it states that thy kingdom come on earth. Whose kingdom? It's Yeshua's kingdom. It states in Corinthians the 15th chapter that the Most High has translated us or transitioned us into the kingdom of his only Son. So when we speak, we need to be careful what we say. Because if it wasn't for the Messiah, there would be no kingdom of Israel. But first and foremost, and last but not least, let's remember, Israel, not to get too puffed up when it comes down to this kingdom that is about to be established on the face of the earth. It belongs to Yeshua.